Hey everybody, welcome back into Occupy Democrats, and it's very clear, pardon the pun, that Donald Trump is as transparent as saran wrap at this point. I mean, imagine if you were President Xi, or if you were Orban in Hungary, how easy it is to play Donald Trump in this breaking story. Because it's very easy. All you got to do is pat him on the head and tell him he's great. Now try to imagine being a KGB officer in the late 80s and how easy it would have been to turn him, because he is such a pay-to-play kind of guy. All you got to do is praise him. And if you'd like to see his butt out of the office, just please subscribe to the channel. But in this breaking story, I'm going to show you in a few seconds. The truth of the matter is, he is becoming even more egregious in his willingness to pay to play, quid pro quo, and do whatever it is you want if you're nice to him. And a good example of that is some of his basic grifts thus far, like this.
Trump's ongoing efforts to grift the presidency, and it hit a new low this week as he hosted a private event for about 220 crypto investors who bought into his meme coin. According to the New York Times, this elite crowd of guests included a crypto billionaire and a lawyer who worked for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
I mean, a Supreme Court lawyer to Clarence Thomas? Shocker, right? But oh, it gets better. What about quid pro quo with Eric Adams?
The most stunning act of corruption, the Eric Adams quid pro quo, in which Eric Adams, indicted for corruption, is let off the hook. His charges are dismissed in exchange for the mayor's pledge of political loyalty to Donald Trump. They literally went on TV and announced the deal that we're getting rid of the charges against Eric Adams as long as the mayor pledges political loyalty to the president. That was so corrupt that 6 or 7 DOJ officials resigned because they refused to withdraw those charges.
And when's the last time, which is never, you heard a president say, "My pardon, Czar"? Here.
It's a question that's increasingly been coming up during President Trump's first few months back in office.
And oh my goodness, almost every single one of them is related to some millionaire bribery scam, but somebody Donald Trump would hang out with on the golf club.
I made a decision to give a pardon. She's going to be my pardon czar.
Is we've seen significant amounts of money going to lobbying and consulting firms to help them elevate cases to President Trump's desk. In Trump's first term, the New York Times reported towards the end of his term in office that people were paying upwards of thousands of dollars to get access to the pardon process.
And the bottom line is, in this breaking story, the severity and the simplicity with which Donald Trump will give you anything.
Outside of January 6 defendants, Trump has pardoned 58 people since taking office.
Yeah, 58 pardons besides Jan 6. Or most notably in this breaking story, take away something bad on your behalf if you just stroke his ego, which FIFA just did with their fake prize. And look at what Donald Trump told his DOJ to do because of it. Check this story out. Breaking news, uproar as DOJ moves to drop FIFA corruption case week after Trump gets org's Peace Prize. Political analysts dragged President Donald Trump's Department of Justice on Wednesday after it moved to drop a corruption case against a former Fox executive who was convicted of bribery and money laundering charges. The DOJ moved to drop its conviction of Hernan Lopez, a former Fox executive who oversaw the network's Latin American sports broadcasting business, who had been convicted of multiple crimes related to the FIFA corruption investigation that began in 2010. Lopez was involved in a scheme to funnel millions of dollars to the heads of the International Soccer Organization, aka the IOC, in exchange for the rights to broadcast the World Cup and multiple high-profile tournaments in South America. He was convicted alongside a marketing company he worked with, Full Play Sports, in 2023, the New York Times reported. Federal prosecutors in the Eastern District of New York wrote a letter to a federal judge arguing that dismissing Lopez's case was, in quotes, in the interest of justice, according to the New York Times. It was announced just days after FIFA gave the president its inaugural Peace Prize. Political analysts and observers shared their reactions on social media. In quotes, all it took was a little ribbon for DOJ to fully embrace corruption, journalist Marcy Wheeler posted on X. Amazing what a made-up trophy can get you these days, Sam Stein, managing editor of The Bulwark, posted on X. In quotes, that didn't take long, Whitney Westerfield, legal affairs analyst in Kentucky, posted on X. Everyone under legal or regulatory scrutiny from the feds. Just dig around for some spare gold and that'll solve all your problems. In quotes, a week after FIFA gave Trump a newly created award and made him a focal point of the World Cup draw, CNN reporter Aaron Blake posted on X, and with no real explanation. Are you kidding me? not even a week after you get handed gold, my favorite color, fake peace prize, you instruct Pam Blondie Bondi to go get rid of and terminate an actual investigation that a guy related to FIFA and related to Fox Latin News was going to go down for serious, serious crimes. But there you are, and there you have it. Just give Donald some sort of prize or pat on the head, and he'll do whatever you want, which is why the war in Ukraine's still not over, because Putin and the KGB have owned him for 40 years. You guys like and share the video. Stay frosty.